What are the red flags on a first date?
But I would say that they're too nasty. I don't like nobody that's too nasty.
What do you mean
To
nasty?
be honest with you, I can't stand a woman on the first. I can't stand someone who want to give it up on the first date.
Really?
That's not me.
Bruh.
I can't stand that.
Oh,
What the hell did you just say?
okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I feel you.
I never in my life, ever liked it that.
I do agree. I just thought about it. I do. If I didn't work for it and she's trying to throw it at me, that's a different story. But if I did put some work in for it and she wants to give it to me, I'll feel better that way. But at the end of the day, I want that.
But wait. Isn't that double standard though? I mean, because
Yes.
you're doing it too, right?
Right.
So
No,
she can
not
judge
me.
you the same way, right?
Trying to get
I
on
don't
first
go
date.
for it.
If you wait, hold on. What you say, Houston?
It can be a red flag. It could be a red flag.
Yeah, that means she got cookies for everybody else. If she that easy, that's great.
Why can't it be she just feeling you?
You got to at least let me work for it.
Well,
There you
I
go.
would
That's
do
what I was
100.
waiting on. That's why I was really like, is anybody gonna be open and honest in this whole situation? You know, you got some people that are honoring and reverencing God, but then at the same time, you got some folk that's just gonna try to break a joker down. It ain't nothing else. Savage ain't get the name Savage for nothing. You know,
Hey, I'm looking at
Steven said you don't buy a car without test driving it first. Well, if anybody know me, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I agree with Steven.
I like Steven. Steven be rocket boy.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Every car that I ever bought, it took me almost 6 months to a year to decide if I'm gonna buy it because I did research on that car before I did it. I went and looked at it, went back to the dealership, went home, went back to the dealership, looked online, looked at the
Wait a minute.
specification.
And the
So-
same car was available that long?
Right.
Right, the same car was still there.
the same car. You doing research on the car.
Right.
Like for instance, the Jaguar SJL when they first came out. Wasn't too many people buying those because they was expensive cars. I wanted to look at everything, pros and cons about it. So it took me a year to go back and get it because I wanted to make sure when I got it, it was going to be something that I've invested
Well,
in.
wait, no.
Right.
Was that
That's
the
before
same
you
car
bought
though?
it.
They bought the same car, right?
No, it was just the
You-
model.
you
of the
did
car.
drive
And
it
then
though, right?
I go out there.
I was about to say
Say
that.
again?
Now, when you first went to the lot, you did test drive one while you was doing that research, though, right?
No, not at first. No, I looked at it
Look,
and then I
I'm just
But no-
messing with you.
When somebody go on first date and they try to order the freaking menu.
Bruh.
Same thing.
Oh, hell no.
They
I
trying
was
to order a whole lot.
Got the same thing.
Most of the time, most women look at you just like, is it okay? And you might, I got it. You know how we do.
Yeah.
Right.
So
It
I
doesn't
got
even-
it. Yeah, and they just add on stuff and order. I had this girl one time, man. I had to go outside for a second. She done ordered 2 shots. I don't know how many she ordered that night.
Bam.
I don't know how many she
See,
ordered.
that's a red
Bada
flag
pow.
in itself. Because if I take you out on a first date and you trying to drink me under the table, not even the cost of the drinks, the fact that you just gonna get wasted like that.
One red flag for me. Talking like a dude.
So what?
Bruh.
When they be like,
Say,
yeah,
walking
man,
like a
you know what I'm
dude.
saying? I be in the cut. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying?
Wait a minute.
Right.
Now,
I was
Savage,
like they were talking like Barry White. I'm
you
gonna
knew
say,
that because you were out on a date.
yeah.
I went to a bus stop, right? And I'm about to take the bus. There was a girl behind me, beautiful. She was on the phone. She was like, yeah, my nigga was liking us. I'm like, oh, turned me off totally. She was gorgeous. But the way she
Okay.
started talking, red flag. I can't touch a girl that talk like that, bro. Disgusting.
Hey, some people text different than they talk, man. I've met chicks online. They talk like Shakespeare, but when you see them in the hood, they sound like Rocky. You know what I mean?
Yo.
Like,
Yeah.
Yo,
And look
I
like
gotta
a
say this
dude.
too. I seen one time, man.
Adrian.
bruh.
Wow.
I got you.
You
I
know how
got
I hate-
you on that.
A person don't know how to tip. So I did this dinner. After it was over, she said she'll get it, right? She said, don't worry, I got the tip. She ran this girl back and forth. She was so indecisive about a lot of stuff she ordered. And the girl had other tables. She was very patient with her. Do you know at the end of the day, when she came over and left the tip, the lady told her, I'm gonna leave you $2 because I don't think you did it well. That really rubbed me the wrong way.
Oh no.
Yep.
We don't do that.
How you going?
We
I'm
don't
gonna
do
pay for the dinner. How you gonna say I'm gonna take the tip and then do her like that? That was a complete turn off.
But what if they asked? What if they were like, I didn't ask for no gratuity. I didn't eat no gratuity. Why I gotta give gratuity?
Well, I didn't tell her.
Now,
she offered. She offered to do the gratuity. I didn't. You know, that wasn't on me. Yeah. She offered to do that. So she offered to do it, especially when they try to be classy. That's the thing that pissed me off. When they try to be classy, like all that, and they do something. I don't like that.
I hate it.
I'm gonna throw that in with mine. I can't mess with a chick that is on her phone every 2 minutes on the first date. I've been, oh my god, I will check please you quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like out of there. That's because who are you talking to? Like we supposed to be on the first date. How are you talking to everybody but me?
Right.
Well, how are you holding on? How are you having like 6-7 conversations when I'm sitting here in front of you? Like on the first date, I put my phone in my pocket. Like unless it's the kids and they have a code to reach me, there's no having my phone out on the first date. That's a bad sign to me. That means you're too busy.
No, do not do. This is a red flag on the first date. I hate test questions. Where they ask you a series of questions to make a determination or something. So how many kids do you have?
How much money you make?
Straight to it. I hate it. How much money you make? Right.
What kind of car you got? Where your car at?
But see, that wouldn't bother me. If she would ask me how much money I make, that let me know that the date about to be over with. Thank you. Check, please.
Wait. This is a red flag on the first date when they ask you when the last time you had sex with someone.
Yeah, that ain't none of your business on this first date.
I don't know, man. I love.
We trying to get to know each other.
I was gonna ask when last time you had herpes.
I'm like, did you wash your coochie today? Because I'm interested in it. Did you wash it?
You need to quit.
I need to know if you wash it before I touch it.
Hey, like she could tell you, like,
I had a red flag.
Did you just boo-boo before you came, or did you boo-boo yesterday?
No, when she said I'll be right back at the restaurant, that's what she did. Right.
The restroom.
Hey, but can I be honest with y'all? In my lifetime, I don't think I ever had a bad date. In my lifetime.
Wow. I think we need to shut down. I think we need to go and shut this show down.
Did you ever have a date?
Man, we got to shut the show down.
And it's all because I always watched the person before I went on a date with them. I had conversation with them. And as I look back over my life, I never had a bad date. The person who I actually went out with was a person who we became, relate in a relationship for some time. But I never had a bad date.
He said they were doing relations. That's what he said.
Hey, can I say something?
Yeah.
To be honest, I can agree with my brother as well, because I've never really had a bad date, but I can honestly say I always create the moment.
I got
when
you.
I was dating. You understand what I'm saying? So when you create the moment, you don't really give them a whole lot of opportunity for failure. Right. Y'all was talking about the red flags with people ordering the menu and different things like that. When you dealing with guys such as ourselves, we're so well-rounded. Most of the time, the type of females that we're taking out, they already know we probably experienced the place we're going, or we already know the nicest meal on the menu and stuff like that. So they're gonna ask our insight if the woman has any type of professionalism anyway. There's so many things that I'm watching as pertains to red flags. So sometimes you failed the test before we even got to the restaurant, baby, just by how you allow me to let you get in my car.
Wait a minute. Yeah. So, okay. So I'm just curious. So are those like? So do you do like tests to see what you're gonna do?
It's not a test. It's just when let me just say this. When you're a well-rounded man or a man's man, everybody not just gonna settle for anything. And then 9 times out of 10, if you a real man and you looking for a woman that could possibly be your lady while you're going on this first date, because let's be real, most men want women like their mom.
Come on now, you can come.
You
Bring it.
understand what I'm
It's
saying?
gonna be there
Most
tomorrow.
men want a
Yeah, it's
woman
gonna be
like
there
their
tomorrow.
mom.
Right.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
You know one thing, I'm gonna tell y'all this. You can sit up there and test all you want. There's women who hide their real self. What they say, the representative, they bring the representative to the date, and they do all the perfect shit for you. Until later on, she's yours, and then she act like the most ratchet you ever seen. Like, who are you?
But you know what, though, honestly, Jim, I think that, you know, with Eric was married for a while and Church was married for a while. So we're introduced to the new age of dating. And I think that the way it used to be, it wasn't like it is now. And so the new age of dating, we account a lot of those different problems, right. I think. Because it wasn't like this before I got mine. It was not like this at all. I was in for a rude awakening. I was like, oh yeah, I got this. It won't take me long.
I'll say this. If you've been married longer than 10 years, the game is completely changed. We got whole different other questions we got to ask now.
I was married the first time for 8 years.
Like, are you a male or female?
Bro, yeah, that's a real question now. That's
Y'all thought Trump was playing.
What sex were you? What sex were you when you were born? That's a real first date question.
Who was what?
You're right, AG. Hey,
that's a real.
He said, "What sex were you when you were born?"
When you were born, that's a real first date question now.
Hey,
unfortunately,
you know what?
Yeah.
Facts.
Red flag is if they say I identify as. You're like,
oh,
right across.
And I saw that on the first date. Not me, but I saw a guy do that on the first date. Because he stopped at the gas station after his date and was like, yo, man, this girl is bad. And the guy,
Mr. Allsport, these guys making me feel like I don't want to go on another first date. I think I need to stay where I'm at, baby.
Hey, the guy looked out. Listen, listen, on this dude's first date.
I know, man. They too confrontational.
Yeah.
I can't stand someone who's pushy and argue. Go ahead. Have opinions about something and then have your opinion. It shouldn't be, no, you're wrong, you this and that. No, let's get to know one another first before you tell me I'm wrong.
I see what's her name? Shanique Colley. She says men are the same way. If men are the same way, we are easy to understand. And so you shouldn't be f***ing up. But if we see the same thing about women, we don't know what the hell is going to be tomorrow, the next day, the next minute, the next second, because the emotions will change. We can't say all women are the same because they change every second of the day. Or maybe we can say they're the same because they all change every second of the day.
Hey, like Drunk just said, ask about my political stance. Yeah, that's a red flag. We don't need to talk about that right now.
We don't need no pronouns.
No.
And it really don't matter. It really don't matter if you're married and have different political stance.
Major red flag. You know, you show up on a date and women start talking about everything going on their job, in the workplace, every worst thing that could possibly be going on in their family. So if you did create or get in a relationship with them, that's going to be something that's constant the entire time you're dating or dealing with that person.
Right. Hey, Church, I'm with you there. Chick come into the first date and they tell, if I know their whole life story after the first date, that's a red flag. If you tell all your business, you will tell all mine.
I had a first date one time and we had talked on the phone. Thought I knew some stuff. And she asked me if I could sit facing the door just in case my baby daddy followed me.
Wow.
Check, please.
But that's ass talking about your ex.
Yes.
Fact.
That's a red flag. That's really.
Now, you know what?
Really.
Well, okay, like what's a red flag? What does a red flag mean on that though? What does that determine? If the person asks, "What was your last relationship like?" and you go into it, because women do ask those questions. Why do y'all break up? Oh, you know what? That's the other one. I hate this question. Why do y'all break up? What happened on the first date? Me and my personal life, and me and my ex is none of your business right now.
I think Hollywood. I think this Hollywood. Just like we were just talking about the difference in the generation. I think in my generation now, we should be asking every question possible because people are a lot more phony, a lot more secretive. They hide in a lot of shit. Been through some other shit. Back in the day, it was easy to work on your dates and find out something about the other, and it's usually true. But now it's like she be like, "Oh yeah, I'm this and that." Next thing you know, there's a in between her legs. You're like, "God damn, I didn't even know." You gotta ask all these questions.
I kind of see why it would be a question is because they trying to see if there need to be a second date. So let me figure out what for.
You know how I feel though. That's my. You know what? When you start letting people know your personal life, you gotta understand what they're asking for. If you trying to, that's a test question. You're trying to make a determination. I could have been a bad person back then. I might have changed. So you can ask that question really to judge me on something that I did. Yes, you is.
That is true. But I need to.
We might not. But when women ask that, it's a test question.
But
they
you gotta
make a determination.
You gotta be careful about that too. You gotta be careful about that too, because this is the thing about that. Sometimes they'll take what you say if you do continue to date and use whatever you said on that first date against you.
I'm just saying on the first date, not in it. I'm just saying on the first time. Try to get to know me. But you gotta think about it. You open up your whole life to a stranger you don't even know. You don't know them.
But I'm not really saying. We should know. Like we should be old enough to know how to answer their questions and give them information that they need and that's true about us, but not give them all our personal business because they do the same shit to us.
Right. But honestly, it depends upon the atmosphere and how you feeling the person that's asking the questions too. Because guess what? If it's somebody you really feeling or somebody you into, guess what? You're gonna be a little more giving than a person that's just any Joe Blow. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, you don't even really know the person, but sometimes conversations can arise and you really feeling the person, so you open up because you want them to know.
That's it. A lot of times they ask questions like that because it's just like sitting in the barbershop. They just come up with conversation. Sometimes it may be a conversation piece. They may be trying to throw a question out there just to,
I think it's all on how they present the question.
I can make you more transparent.
When she asked me the question of, what happened in your last relationship? You seem such a great guy. What happened? I can deal with that instead of so why ain't you with your other woman? It's the same type question.
But here's my philosophy on that. It's when you don't know me, I can tell you anything. I can tell you, this because you don't know me, and so that question right there is really irrelevant because either way you're not going to know. I can tell you.
And going to what Sean Griffin said, but my thing is, you ask a man what happened in their last relationship, you're only hearing their side of the story. So is that really a question to ask? Going back to what you just said.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
All right, you guys. We are at the end of the day. We could have went on and on. So, Eric, what do you say your red flags are?
My red flag is I'm married. I ain't going no more dating. I'm gonna try to hold on to what I have because this day and time is a microwave relationship. It's too quick. Yeah. No, I want something that's everlasting.
You want something you can simmer. You want the simmer. You don't want the microwave. You want the simmer.
Yeah.
Church.
Yo.
What are the red flags?
I'm gonna tell you like this. To be honest, I'm kind of with Mr. Allsport. I don't even care about no red flags because I ain't really trying to show up in nobody else's face any kind of way. And if I do, guess what? It won't mean.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, being totally honest with you though, man. You got to just be real, man. Like at the end of the day, man, be careful out here, fellas. You don't know what you get in this day and time. And if you get something good, you better hold on to it. If something show up on the first date and they halfway acting like they got some sense and they got some structure, boy, you better be consider that joker and be kind of leaning in towards them, letting you know you do kind of like them and feel them and try to get out in the streets, bro.
Right.
That's all I can say.
All right.
Sam, what are your red flags on the first date?
Ratchetry is the worst. That's a red flag for me. That's a red flag. Be a woman about yours. Be honest. You know what I mean? Do your thing. If you want to go on a date, be real about shit.
Right. AG, what you got?
Yeah, man. Mine was the whole. If you're coming to see me, come see me. Put your damn phone down, especially on the first date. Second was just people to talk to much, man. If you tell all your business, you'll tell mine. I can't.
Facts.
Yeah.
Right,
Facts.
right, right.
Yeah.
Facts.
Bad
All right,
boys
man.
move in silence.
All right, Houston, what are your red flags on the first date?
Talking about your ex or your kids the entire time. That's a red flag. Time to go. You're doing wait. I mean, tell me a little bit, and we keep the conversation going.
Check.
But if you want to talk about that the entire time, and you got to look around to make sure he ain't coming in, yeah, red flag.
What's
Yeah.
your red flag? Anthony, what's your red flag, Anthony?
If you're gonna tip well. Don't order the freaking menu on the first go. Keep it simple. You just a meet and greet the first time, and yeah, that's basically it. Just don't be crazy. Don't be crazy.
No.
Somebody's snoring. What the hell, y'all?
Somebody's phone was vibrating
Yeah,
too
that
close
was
to the mic.
I thought it was Savage.
It's not me, brother.
Yeah, that's Jimmy over there.
All right, you guys.
Jimmy over there.
See you next week.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, peace.
Later.
We can do something. You know, we can do something like that.
Yeah.